Today we are going to cover the 5 crucial mistakes that I see people make when it comes to drinking water. And throughout this video, I'm also going to cover the best products and strategies to make sure you are not only staying hydrated, but getting the proper minerals and mineral balance that most people are deficient in that often contribute to a lot of common health issues such as high blood pressure, fatigue, bloating, swelling, and even hormonal imbalances. And spoiler alert, the best drinking water filter is not actually a Berkey filter, but I'm going to show you what it is. So let's dive in. Common mistake number 1, drinking tap water. Now, it doesn't matter if we're talking about municipal water or well water, they both have their issues. The 4 potential problems with drinking water include, number 1, improper mineral balance, right? Having too much or too little of certain minerals can cause health issues over time. pH. It can be either too high or too low. Number 3, it can be contaminated with pathogenic organisms like bacteria, parasites. Number 4, they can contain harmful chemicals like fluoride, chlorine, pesticides like glyophosphate, microplastics, medications, hormones, and more. And if you would like to see what contaminants are found in your municipal water, if that's what you're drinking, all you have to do is go to the Environmental Working Group's website. They have a tap water database and it will show you what is within your water and you will be surprised. Now, this isn't to say that drinking tap water every so often will hurt you. It's when you're exposed to things over the course of an extended period of time that creates imbalances and can create problems within the body. We call this the exposome. This is why I'm such a big proponent of making sure that you're using high quality water filters for your drinking water. Now, you're going to see different opinions about this online, and I've done a ton of research in this field, and I can tell you that the best type of water filter is a reverse osmosis filter because it filters out the most contaminants. The one problem with it, though, is it will also remove all of the minerals that your body needs, and you can dilute your minerals out if you drink flat water. So what we would need to make sure that you are doing is that you are using a remineralizer on your RO filter, or you can add in mineral drops at the end, and I have recommendations in the notes below. Now, the reason why something like a Berkey filter is not my top choice is because it's a simple activated carbon filter with an optional fluoride filter on top. It just does not have the same capacity and capability that an RO system has to filter out contaminants. It's really not even close. Common mistake number 2, not adding enough minerals. This is the biggest problem I see because it has the potential to create significant mineral imbalances. And again, this is happening over time. As I always say, minerals move the molecules. Minerals are part of thousands of biochemical processes in the body, and if they are out of balance, they can contribute to all sorts of health issues. For instance, low potassium levels can lead to things like swelling, constipation, fatigue, and palpitations. And almost nobody gets adequate amounts of potassium in their diet, and certainly not through their drinking water. Low magnesium can lead to things like anxiety, cramps, insomnia, and even impaired insulin function. So again, how your body is processing your blood sugar. The problem is if you are drinking plain water without these minerals, you can be diluting your body of these minerals because the body's going to have to pull minerals from different tissue stores to maintain balance within your circulation. And this is exactly why I always like to use a water blend that has these minerals in them, specifically sodium, potassium, and magnesium in the right quantities per person. And again, I put in the notes below my favorite mineral drops that I like to use. There's no affiliate links. It's just a product that I've found works really well. Now, you do need to be careful if you're on any potassium sparing medications, which tend to be your blood pressure medications, or if you have chronic kidney disease, because those things can affect mineral balances and the needs that you have. And then this brings me to number 3, not knowing your mineral status. So in functional medicine, we have a saying, we always say, test, don't guess, right? If you blindly supplement with a specific vitamin or mineral because you read it help with a specific condition, sometimes that can make things worse because you may not need it. So getting too much of a vitamin or mineral can be just as bad as being too low. Just because you read that magnesium helps people with anxiety doesn't mean that magnesium will help you with your anxiety. Everybody responds differently to different things, and if you are already sufficient with magnesium, if you already have optimal levels, it most likely is not going to be something that is going to help you. This is why I always like to get a red blood cell magnesium and potassium on people to see what their mineral status is before we start adding in too much of these things. Common mistake number 4, not getting enough water. Now, this can be from a few different forms. It can be that you're just not drinking enough water in general, but it can also be that you're just drinking the wrong types of liquid. Either way, there is no substitute for water. Coffee, teas, sodas, kombucha, whatever it is, they all have different effects on the body and should not be used as a substitute for water. In general, as a rule of thumb, I find that most people tend to do well on about 2 liters per day, and then you can alter it based on things like your activity level, how old you are, how much you're sweating, and other factors. And then that brings us to our final common mistake, getting too much water. Now, I'm sure you've heard of people who recommend drinking a gallon of water as it's some sort of magical potion for optimal health. The truth is, you can dilute your electrolytes by drinking too much water that doesn't have enough mineral and the right balance content in it. In fact, there is a condition called hyponatremia where you drink so much water that you dilute out your sodium stores, which can lead to swelling in the brain where you can actually go unconscious and die from it. So you do need to be careful with drinking too much water. Now, while this is a rare condition, I find that it's much more common to see mineral deficiencies. And again, this is because you're drinking a lot of water over time without the right mineral balance and you are diluting out those stores. And this is especially true for people who are on things like a ketogenic diet, as they tend to lose more water and they need extra minerals to compensate for that. So that's something you want to be careful of. So there you have it. Make sure you're getting enough water, not too much, not too little. You're using a high quality filter and that you're putting in the right minerals that are tailored to your specific needs, and you are going to go a long way.